been in are the few times that he's been hit. First down. Cunningham behind his intended receiver, Fred Barnett. Larry Brown on the coverage.
You know, Otho Davis, the Eagle trainer, was saying last night that you kind of need trauma practice, and that's what Charlie Gardner hasn't had. You know, that hitting where you get that jolt. There's Otho Davis right there in the middle, where you get that jolt, and there is a trauma to your body. And he said he hasn't been practicing any trauma, so any time that he gets hit, whether it's an injury or not, it's trauma to his body. He only weighs 180 pounds.
Trauma practice is not much fun. Haley jumped. Walker was the man in motion.
Haley tried to go do the around the world there.
94 defense unabated to the quarterback. Offside, 5 yards, repeat second down.
Here's around the world, Pat. You just start up. Now you know you're offside. You don't even go in and hit the quarterback. You just keep running in circles. And that just kind of loosens you up. You stay loose, you're relaxed and everything, just run around in a circle. But that's a real pro. I mean, you know, some amateurs would come in and drill the quarterback on that. When he knew he was offside, just did a circle and back. Okay, let's play the next one.
2nd and 5. Joseph and Walker, the two backs. Navarro moved the tight end. The pass complete to Joseph, who's hit by Robert Jones, but this is going to be against the Eagles.
That's right. The Cowboys had one on Charles Haley, and this one will be against number 84.
False start prior to the snap. 84 offense. 5 yards. Repeat second down.
Rich Kotite. We meet with a lot of coaches, but no one brings more enthusiasm to the meeting than he does.
Yeah, and you know, he always knows exactly what he wants to do, what he thinks he can do. It doesn't always go that way, but whatever his ideas are, he's enthusiastic about them on Saturday night.
That's James Joseph. Picks his way for about 3 yards, stopped by Robert Jones again.
James Joseph is a good change-up to a guy like Charlie Gardner. I mean, you see how much quicker Charlie Gardner. I mean, Charlie Gardner on a play like that would have been in, out, through, and up for a first down by the time it took Joseph to get to the line.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score. Philadelphia 7, Dallas 0. Back at Texas Stadium, the Eagles 7, the Cowboys 0 as we begin the second quarter.
Yeah, you look here at the first quarter stats, Pat. The Eagles are really beating the Cowboys everywhere you can. Look at pass yards 59 -3, total yards 106 to 6 for the Cowboys. With a 7 first down, the Cowboys have none. Turnovers 1 each. Look at time of possession, 11 minutes. But the thing is, the Eagles have had those opportunities, but they've only scored 7 points.
You'd think it should be more than 7-0 with all that. Third down. Cunningham fires it up and out of bounds. Incomplete, no flag. Under heavy pressure. Intended for Victor Bailey.
It seems like every time you see heavy pressure, you're going to see number 77, Jim Jeffcoat there. Coming from the top of the screen, you get the blitz from the bottom of the screen. Jim Jeffcoat hitting them from the top. The Cowboys don't blitz a lot. They just pick their spots, but when they do, they're very, very effective.
That time it was Kenny Gant, the special teams expert, that blitzed. Evan Williams let the punt sail over his head, and it flies into the end zone, so the Cowboys will take over at the 20. But the Eagles have dominated and lead 7-0. Texas Stadium, where the Eagles lead the Cowboys 7-0 as we begin the second quarter. Those of you who just watched that game, Arizona beating Washington 19-16. Todd Peterson's field goal gave Arizona the victory. This is Emmitt Smith, and a flag on the play. Greg Jackson up to make the stop.
You know, who would have thought we'd be in the second quarter? The Dallas Cowboys wouldn't have scored any points. Emmitt Smith wouldn't have gained many yards, and Troy Aikman wouldn't have completed a pass yet.
And they have no first downs yet.
Well, because, you know, last week against the Cardinals, they looked so sharp. Although we saw the Eagles 2 weeks ago.
48 offense,
Yeah, they
10
look-
yards, repeat first down.
Darrell Johnston was called for the holding. And they back him up 10 yards to the 10. Barry Switzer starting to get a little excited about things. 7-0.
We saw the Eagles 2 weeks ago against the 49ers, and they looked a lot like they did in this game, except they scored when they had
They
opportunity.
got out in front a long way. Here's Aikman to Harper. There's the first down. And now let's take you back to Hollywood Studios and James Brown.
All right, Pat, a little visual support for what you've already said. Todd Peterson boots home the game-winning field goal. He was signed just 5 days ago to replace the injured Greg Davis. Buddy Ryan's team improves to 2-4. Washington drops to 1-6. Back to Pat.
All right, James, thank you. To correct what I said, that was not enough for the first down. They gained 15 yards, so it's still second down. Pass is caught by Harper again. And that is the first down for Dallas.
It's the same play. Harper was on the right side, ran a slant. Now they put him over on the left side, and he runs a slant. Up 3 steps, boom, right to the inside. Aikman has perfect timing, perfect rhythm, and just hits Harper just as he makes his break.
A big pair of wide receivers in Irvin and Harper. Irvin goes left, Harper right. Harper's 6'3". He's against McMillan this time, who's 5'7". But it's Emmitt Smith. Underneath the stack, stopped by Byron Evans, but Emmitt Smith got 5 yards.
And that's when Emmitt Smith is so tough, that he's so strong and powerful. And as you say, he's underneath stuff. And defensive backs and linebackers will always complain that with this big offensive line of the Cowboys and Emmitt Smith getting down there low, you can't see him. I mean, it's hard enough when you see him and you try and tackle him, but half the time you can't see him behind those big guys.
Emmitt Smith again. A yard shy of a first down. Perry and Harmon stop Emmitt Smith.
We were talking to Emmitt Smith yesterday about the bridge there, William Perry, who just made that tackle. He said, I don't know. He said it takes a long time to run around him.
And he said he just swats you.
He said, yeah.
And you go down.
Yeah, if you get close to him, it doesn't take a big hit. He said just a swat will knock you down. One thing about him, you can't run at him or cut back into him.
No, it's a mistake to cut back into him. Emmitt Smith. Close to a first down, but not quite. I don't think. They'll probably measure.
That was William Thomas who made the tackle, but Stepnoski did get a little push here. Watch Stepnoski now. We said you can't cut back, but he gets a little push on Perry because Emmitt Smith does cut back there. You see the little push there? And right there, that's the thing that gave Emmitt Smith that first down. Stepnoski is very good at leverage.
Gets up underneath the pads and then takes away all their power. Novacek was the move man, and Aikman got a man open, but Eric Allen's back there. Incomplete. Alvin Harper with the leap, and Harper stretched out.
Yeah, he tried that same thing, Troy did. He tried that deal where you're going to pump in the middle and try and hold that inside guy and then get the outside guy deep, and it just didn't happen. Watch Harper. He's the outside guy. Now, he's going to run and up. You see a little out and up. And now what you're trying to do, you're trying to get Eric Allen, number 21, with the pump. He didn't get him with the pump, although he almost caught that ball. I mean, one thing when you can jump as high as Alvin Harper does, then you have to get ready to come down out of that jump.
It's a long way down, and that hurt. And he's still down.
And it looked like he started to get his right hand out of there for the fall, and when he did, he dropped the ball. Because there was a point there that he had caught that ball.
Still 7-0. 11-10 left before the half at Texas Stadium. The Eagles lead. Alvin Harper was stretched out. Now he's over at the Cowboy bench. And the early word that we got is he got a cut on his face.
Yeah, well, he dropped the ball and landed face first.
Irvin in motion. Jakeman back to throw it. Out to Emmitt Smith. One hand, picks it up. Don't think that was a lateral.
Yeah, if you watch that play again, Pat, you'll see Alvin Harper, when he goes up for the ball, I mean, he leaps. Then when he brings it back in, the ball hits his helmet, knocks his chin strap off. Then he drops the ball and goes down, and the first thing that hits is his face. He tries to get the hand down, and look, he just goes face first right into that turf.
And as high as he went up in the air, that's a long way down.
That's how he got the gas. He knocked his chin strap off by bringing the ball into him.
Third down. Aikman has the contested throws for Novacek. Incomplete.
I always say that Mark McMillan, he's only 5'7" or 5'8" or whatever, and he can't, play against a big guy. There it is. He can't, or he wouldn't be in this league. I mean, these are the kind of plays Mark McMillan can make. Jay Novacek is 6'4". Mark McMillan is 5'7" or 8" or whatever. But if he couldn't jump like this and get position like that and do those kind of things, he wouldn't be in the league. You see right there, when you jump, it all evens out.
Well, like you said, for a long time, he may be 5'7", and he is, but he's been short all of his life.
Yeah, and he's played all his life. In this league, in Alabama, anywhere he's been.
The punt is down by Matt Vanderbeek at about the 5, just outside the 5. Good kick by Chet.
Of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of the Dallas Cowboys and the National Football League is strictly prohibited. Now get in there. Keep your feet off the seats. Pat, John, it's the same all over this country, no matter where I go. Punks like this one, not getting consent. It makes me sick.
That's the all-time championship disclaimer.
I'll tell you, if anyone's going to get him, that's Fred Dreyer. He's going to get him.
Who was that thug? Did you know him?
I don't know that thug, but he had to be some guy who was doing something bad. But if guys are doing that, it's something they're not supposed to do. Fred Dreyer will get him. He even puts his hand on their head before he puts them in the car.
I'm glad to see he's still working. Garner, the ball carrier, stopped by Leon Lett.
That's tough. You get a guy like Charlie Garner, and the two tough areas, you can see that where he's hooked up to that muscle stimulator. I mean, he got stuff in his pads, on his neck, on his shoulder, on his vertebrae, on everything. But the toughest running is coming off the goal line and going into the goal line.
2nd and 8. Garner got 2. Bam. Garner hit by Leon Lett. The big cat.
You need the big cat in there. You need the big defensive lineman in there to get penetration. And if you have that, there's not going to be any more running. I think they controlled Maryland. They controlled Lett early. But now it looks like this defense is starting to rise to the occasion.
3rd and 12.
Leon Lett is called the big cat. Went down, they played a game in Mexico, and now he's called El Gato Grande.
He has that written on the back of his shoes.
El Gato Grande.
7-0, the Eagles lead with 9:47 left in the first half.
Now you wonder why Leon Lett got so much penetration. He's right there, and the answer is no one blocked him.
That helps.
They just take him. He's on a pass rush, and on the way to Randall Cunningham, he found Charlie Garner.
They were so concerned about Haley They were going to double him and forgot Leon Lett. Cunningham standing 5 yards deep in the end zone. A quick kick by